You guys asked, so I am delivering. A bunch of you have wanted me to do an analytics report where I break down my YouTube analytics. So I decided now was a perfect time to do that. So this is my October analytics report. Hello guys, my name is Morgan Stradling and I am a YouTube strategist that teaches people how to grow and scale a business on YouTube. And along the way, I have been sharing my journey from 0 subscribers to now over 11,000 subscribers. So I'm really excited to share with you and to dive into the analytics so we can see what changed, what worked, what didn't work. So we're gonna talk numbers, we're gonna talk subscribers, we're gonna talk revenue. So if you're interested in seeing all of those things, then keep on watching. All right, so here I am at my computer. So let's dive into my YouTube analytics. So before we dive into October specifically, I wanted to give you an overview of how the year has gone for me. Because seeing the big picture really does let you see the reality of having a YouTube channel. It's not constant growth all the time. I have this showing 2020 as a whole, and you can see that at the beginning of 2020, these are my views, that I wasn't really having that many views. It was less than 500 views a day. And then around the end of March, April, things really started taking off. So you can see in May, it just started climbing through June. And then really my views more or less peaked in June. So going back, why did I have this crazy spike in March, April, May? Well, there was this little thing called the worldwide pandemic of 2020, and that actually resulted in a ton of growth for YouTube channels just in general, because a lot more people were on YouTube and were doing a lot of research on YouTube, whether to start YouTube channels or looking up various things. So there were a lot of people in the YouTube education niche that also saw incredible growth, some way more than me, but this is kind of one of the main reasons for my channel growth. And I actually had a video that was performing so well during this time and really took off in the algorithm, and so that also contributed to it. So you can see that yes, I did have this incredible growth right here, but for the most part, it kind of has been stagnant. So this is kind of the daily views. Every single day, I'm getting anywhere from maybe 2,500 to 3,500 views a day. And really for the most part, it has stayed pretty steady. So that can be a little bit frustrating because you want your growth to continue growing. Let's look at some of the other metrics. Watch time more or less is the same. You see that same pattern. Subscribers more or less will also follow the trend that you see in your views, but it will definitely have a lot more variables. You'll see a lot more spikes and whatnot. And then revenue, now this was the one thing that didn't follow that trend. While my views really stagnated and kind of just plateaued in the summer and in the fall, my revenue has continued to go up, which I will take that every single day of the week. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna click total. So instead of looking at the individual videos and which ones were performing well, I just wanna see the total, and I'm going to have it show by month. All right, so first we're gonna look at views per month. This consolidates it so you can see per month what's happening. June, I had 83,000 views. July, 96,000 views. August, 101,000. That was my highest month so far. September, it was down just a couple thousand views, 97,000 views, and October was 97,500 views. So you can see definitely since July-ish, my views have more or less just stayed the same. And I'm not complaining because that is fantastic, especially looking at where I was at the beginning of the year, where a good month for me was 10,000 views. So that is definitely a lesson for any small YouTuber, is that you may have a period of rapid growth and it's not going to continue forever, and that is okay, but you just have to kind of take a step back and look at where you were and where you are now. And so I am incredibly grateful for where my channel is now, you know, looking at subscribers gained per month. And my biggest month for subscribers was in July. I got nearly 2,000 subscribers that joined my channel. So if you were one of those, thank you and welcome aboard. And then in October, it went down a little bit, 1,700, September, 1,500, and October, it went back up to 1,700. So it's really kind of hit or miss on whether someone is going to subscribe to your channel or not. And then I think the last thing, obviously, that everybody wants to look at is your revenue per video. I finally got monetized in April, so that's where we saw my very first month, which I have a whole video all about that, which you can check out, my first month monetized on YouTube. And then it really has climbed ever since then. Every single month I have been making more and more money. In July, $635, August, $858, September, $880, and last month was my biggest month ever, $1,019. So I hit and I crossed that 1,000 per month mark, which is really, really exciting. And I'm just so grateful for that. And so you can see if you break down the monetization, which videos are performing, this definitely follows Pareto's rule, which is the 80-20 rule, where 80% of something is going to come from just 20% of your inventory, right? So 80% of my revenue is coming from 20% of my videos, and we definitely see that here. So if I unclick this, you can see the videos that are bringing in the majority of the revenue are only a small percentage of the videos. The video for me that's bringing the most money is my how to get monetized on YouTube. That is the video that I was talking about that really just exploded over the past few months and really has done a ton for my channel, both for views and subscribers, as well as bringing in revenue. So some of these other ones are bringing in over $100 per month, which is great to see. But this one is bringing in over $300 per month, which I am very happy about. So speaking of that video, let's dive into that video and see what was happening here. So if you click on this video specifically, this is the revenue, but I want to show you the views on this video. So you can see I released this video in April. It got just a handful of views, 395 views in the first month. And then it started to really grow, and has continued to just be a behemoth on my channel where it's bringing in tens of thousands of views every single month. So in May, I got 4,000 views from this, but then it really started to climb in June when it got 15,000 views, and then 22, and then my biggest month was 25,000 views. Now, even in last month, it was bringing in 21,000 views, so it's less than the peak at where it was, but that is totally fine for me. It's still getting seen by a ton of people and introducing my channel to a lot of new people, so I am definitely not mad about that at all. And so if you want to dive into this video more and you look at traffic source, this is where we can see where exactly it is performing best. This video in particular is doing really, really well in YouTube search. And that is something that I am a big proponent of. I believe that if you do your SEO right on your videos, then your videos really stand a chance of getting found. Now, if you're a small YouTuber, I highly recommend that you spend a lot of time focusing on SEO, because it's unlikely that you'll get suggested in the suggested video section or in the browse features. With this, you can see that over time, I have been promoted more on suggested videos and channel pages and whatnot, but that comes next. So this doesn't always apply to everyone, but I feel like anyone who's starting out, really focus on that SEO, and then you might see over time where the SEO is going down, but the browse features and the suggested are going up, which those really are the creme de la creme. That's where you want to be. But if you're not there yet, then SEO is a good place to start. And this is a great video to showcase that, because you can see, yes, it has been going down the past few months, but these other traffic sources are making up the difference, which is perfectly fine and great for me. All right, so now let's jump into October specifically. So you've seen how my channel has done as a whole for 2020, but let's dive into October. So right here, I'm going to click and I'm going to focus just on October. So here I had nearly 100,000 views, 97,000 views. And you can see from day to day, it more or less was ranging anywhere between 3,000 and 3,500 views. You know, there were some days where it was lower, where it's around 2,500, and those typically are on the weekends. For me and my viewers on my channel, my videos do not perform well on weekends. My videos, my topic are not a weekend crowd thing. I think weekends are usually when people are taking time off, they want things for entertainment, less educational, and so I'm not surprised in the least that my videos don't perform as well on Saturday and Sunday. You know, midweek are definitely the best for me, and for the most part, October was pretty stagnant, and I've kind of been alluding to this and talking about this, that October was not necessarily the best month for me, but there's still a lot to learn here. So watch time, I really don't focus a lot on watch time. I feel like once you hit your watch time hours to get monetized, watch time, views, it's like, okay, they're kind of the same. You can see that they really kind of are mirror images of each other between the views and the watch time. So subscribers, this is where subscribers really did take a dip for me this month. I was seeing anywhere between 50 to 75 subscribers a day. Now it seems like my average per day is around 40. Anything below 40 is kind of a bad day for me, but anything in the 40s is kind of the new normal right now, and then anything above that is really great. Now you can see right here on Wednesday, October 7th, I had the biggest number of subscribers to my channel ever. I had 117 subscribers, and you can see this little button right here that has this play icon, that indicates a video that you had released on that day, just so you can kind of correlate, okay, I had videos released this day, so if you see spikes in views or other things, you know why. And it's because I released this video and it was a collaboration with Trina Little, which you can check out right here. It was a really, really great video, and Trina was amazing in this collaboration, and I love Trina so much. And that was a really, really great collaboration. I think just the way that we did that collaboration, where we basically were featured on each other's channels, was really the way to go. And so that was another huge takeaway, is that collaborations really do work. And if they are done the right way, they can grow your channel significantly. This was one of the best collaborations that I've ever done. I know, talking with Trina, she felt the same way. She was seeing great results on her channel as well. I'm definitely gonna be doing more collaborations in the future. Obviously, I've been focusing on my new course, the VidBoss Academy, which is coming soon, like really, really, really soon, in the next few weeks, sort of soon. So be sure to go to vidbossacademy.com so you can be sure to sign up for the waitlist for when those doors open. But once my course is out into the wild, I will definitely be doing more collaborations, because they were just so fun, and I loved the community aspect of meeting new people and really collaborating with those in my industry. If you're interested in collaborations, I have a video all about that. It's a how-to step-by-step guide that breaks down the individual pieces that you need to do to have a successful collaboration. It's not just, hey, collaborations are great, do them. I go nitty-gritty with the steps that you need to do to plan out your collaboration and to ensure that it is a successful collaboration. So that is subscribers. And then last but not least, we had talked about this, my biggest month ever. I hit over $1,000 on my YouTube channel, which is great. It is a little interesting because the views really kind of plateaued, but the money kept going up, and I will take that every single day of the week. And I think a lot of this really had to do with political advertising that was just very heavy in October. I saw those ads on every single channel. It didn't matter what niche you were in, you were getting those ads. I feel that in November, it's probably gonna go down a little bit because those ads are no longer there. But also, my best day of revenue for my channel ever was this day. I made $47.77. That was the day that I released that video with Trina. But the daily average was anywhere between, you know, $27 to $40 made per day on the channel, which is just really, really great. So if you dive into the YouTube analytics and you go to revenue source and then you click a secondary metric and click more metrics, I want to look at the CPM. Now, the CPM is the total amount of money that advertisers were paying for your channel. So that includes both your cut and YouTube's cut. Just, this isn't the take-home amount that you are getting. So you can see that my CPM per video was anywhere from 10 to, on the highest, $16. That's how much an advertiser is willing to pay to place an ad to 1,000 people, and that's how much more or less the average is. Pretty interesting. Obviously, I would love to see that get higher. In the 20 or 30 range would be amazing, but this is a great start because at the very beginning when I was monetized, you know, advertisers really didn't have a lot of experience with my channel. It was very newly monetized, and so the CPM was in like the $5, $6, $7 range. So the fact that this has doubled is great, great, great. So just going back to views, you can see overall there wasn't really any major growth or spikes in my channel. Things were pretty constant for the most part. Videos where they were up, they were down, but there wasn't any upward growth, which is a little disappointing. But at the same time, I have to, again, take a step back and see where I was and where I am now and be very, very happy with that. So one thing, another takeaway that I definitely am going to be doing with this is I'm going to be taking a look at the type of content that I'm creating and mixing it up. So I'm really gonna spend a day to deep dive into my analytics. The new content that I've been producing hasn't really just taken away and blown up, if you will. Another thing I wanna do is I really wanna take a look at the click-through rate on all of my videos. Some are performing incredibly well and some are just terrible. So my thumbnails really need some work. So I really want to dive into the click-through rate and I want to perform some A/B tests. That's something that you can do with TubeBuddy on the Legend tier. So the way that A/B testing works is basically you are testing two different thumbnails, thumbnail A and thumbnail B. And TubeBuddy has an amazing feature on the Legend tier that allows you to do this, where it will do the testing for you, and whichever one performs better, it's going to replace that for you. So I really want to do some A/B testing on my thumbnails because that will definitely help increase views and help people find my channel. I do have great click-through rate, but it can always be better. So I think that'll be a big thing. You're gonna see a little bit of shift in content. It will still be YouTube related, but I kind of wanna go back to more how-to tutorials. I think those did really, really well on my channel. And I've kind of shifted to less hard tutorial videos and more like tip videos. Like, here are 5 things you can do to be more productive, or 5 ways to speed up your YouTube process. And I don't think those are as searched as some of the other topics. So I'm going to kind of going back to basics in the next little bit. So if there's anything specifically, like a nitty-gritty how-to that you want to know, let me know in the comments below, because I am going to be definitely changing and doing a lot more of those in the future. And then, like I said, I have been working on my course, and so for the most part, I haven't really been stressing too much about the analytics. I don't really go into my analytics. Maybe twice a month I'll go in there and I'll really deep dive and dig into it. And give this a like if you do this, and let me know in the comments if you do this as well. But it's very common for new small YouTubers to check their analytics every single day, first thing they do. And that is just such a time suck, and you can spend 30 minutes just kind of looking and trying to analyze things. And I'm really glad that I've been so busy that I'm just taking my own advice, and I have not done that. That is another thing that kind of, once you grow and you hit a certain level, you become less obsessed with the numbers, even though it's still really important to dig into your numbers and to understand where your channel's at and where things are growing, so that way you can make changes. But don't do that every single day. There you have it. That is my October analytics report. If you liked what you saw and you would like to see more of these monthly, not just every once in a while, then let me know in the comments below that you liked this, what you would like to see more of. And like I mentioned, I have been working on my YouTube program, the VidBoss Academy. So be sure to go to vidbossacademy.com so you can be the first in line when the doors open very, very soon. Be sure to subscribe. And while you're waiting for my next video, be sure to check out this cool video right here. That's all I have for today, and I'll see you next time. So you can see right here that it is... So before we dive into October specifically, I kind of wanted to just give you a high-level review of how this... So before we dive into October specifically,